Sub players, we're here with Alan, who got top 8 at Danish Nationals, so back-to-back tops.
Yeah.
What took you out on top 8?
So I lost to the winner who played Tenpai, sadly.
He lost to himself.
Gosh,
I accidentally played really, really badly against him. So
it's okay.
It happens, but like big congrats to Alexander though, like big achievement for him.
And also congrats to you for doing back-to-back. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
All right, let's see the list. And what did you play, by the way?
I played Snake Eye Cash. I thought it was the most consistent deck of the format, and it's probably the best deck of the format as well.
All right.
From you see everywhere. So
let's see the list.
So standard, I play 3 Ash, 2 Poplar, 1 Oak, 2 Flambirch, 1 Snake Eyes Diabell Star, 1 Divine Temple, and 3 Bonfire for like Snake Eye engine. I don't think there's anything to explain here. Like this card is so good. Like it's such a weird, funny, good, broken addition to the deck in an already very good deck. It does suck when you draw it without anything sometimes and it becomes a break, but the value it gives you sometimes is insane. I played 3 Black Witch, 3 The Bonnet, 1 Original. I've seen some people playing 2 Witches, and you know it's one of your best extenders, so I don't get why.
It's also a starter. So.
It's also a starter. Like you want to see these cards, especially in addition with the Snake Eye cards. So no reason not to max out on it. The Cash Engine. I played 1 Unicorn, 1 Fenrir, 1 Pressure Planet, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Birth.
How did you like this? Was this fine or?
The engine was really, really good actually. It helps you play around Shifter sometimes, which is really good. It gives you extra plays into that, and just going second, your matchup becomes so much better because Fenrir is pretty darn good when you go in second. Just when I go second, I side Birth and Unicorn out usually, maybe even a Terraforming, so I don't like draw weird patterns of this. But it's really good. I really like the Cash Engine.
All right.
Hand traps. I play 3 Veiler, 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, 2 Mourner, 1 Droll, 1 Nibiru, and 3 Imperm.
Okay. Why this particular line of hand traps?
So I wanted to play like. Okay, that's not the standard, but I wanted to play the standard ones, and this one felt like it was the worst of the effect negations, and I had to cut down because I wanted to play these, because I also play Crossout.
With talents also?
Yeah, with talents. So if I don't get to use it going first, like I can negate the talents going second, and talents can be pretty huge sometimes for my opponent. So the fact that you can use Crossout to stop it, and it's also a good card to draw. You know, if they hand trap you, you get a pretty big advantage if you can keep going.
Yeah.
I played Nib and Droll for the sore fact that, you know, there's a lot of unexpected matchups in the Danish Nationals, and sometimes I just wanted to be as consistent as possible. I wanted to be as bulletproof as possible. So even though most of the time I can play around Droll and I can play around Nib, there would be like a couple certain times that I felt like that it wouldn't matter. But looking in hindsight, I probably will cut these 2 because it's kind of unnecessary to just play 1 of each, and you know I'm gonna take the losses for the consistency that I can get in other rounds. You know, I'll lose 1 game, but I'll have more consistency throughout the entire tournament. So this will be cut.
Yeah.
Also very stupid of me, I didn't play 1 for 1. Just actually forgot about it. So that was a dummy move.
So you would probably put 1 for 1
so
in it.
I would definitely just cut these 2 and just put the 1 for 1 in and play 44 cards, because right now I play 45 cards and I didn't really see a lot of cards that I wanted to cut. So it worked out with 45, but 45 also sounds like a little too much. So it will probably do 44 in the future without these 2.
Fair.
So that's the main deck. As I said, it's 45 cards. And you know, it worked quite well.
You wouldn't change anything besides the 2 hand traps and 1 for 1, right?
Not really. Like the deck in itself is usually pretty. If you know what the version you're playing, you're gonna know. Basically, it's almost always gonna be the same cards. Droplet was also an option, which I thought of, just cutting 3 hand traps to play Droplet instead of drop the 2 Mourners to play Droplet. But haven't really thought more about that because
Yeah.
I hadn't tested it.
Fair.
I've heard it's good though.
Right.
Extra deck, so pretty standard, I would say. We play Anima and IP and SP, and 2 Broken Stealers, Nightmare Phoenix for the OTK. And
Yeah.
it's also very good utility. Like there was so many times today that I drew drew the Flamberge, and I just used 2 of my Snake Eyes to make into this, so I could pop the back row pitch to a Flamberge and get the 2 monsters back, and then go combo without worrying about a back row. And that worked out really well. And there was also one time where I used the OTK line with Zelentis and this.
A Raging Phoenix, yeah.
So I decided to play 2 Princes.
Okay.
A lot of people have started to cut it down to 1. I really like the utility of being able to put this out in grind games, especially if my opponent banishes it or does something to it, which rarely happens, but I feel like Princess is such a good card, and you want to be able to have it in rotation always to be able to play all the time. If one gets banished or something, or gets outed, you have the second one, especially for your turn 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So I really like to. Then I play Celine, and 2 cards that Celine is gonna summon most of the time. OTK Machine, and really good going first card.
Yeah.
Shoutouts.
Bannable.
Shout outs to you for the quarter.
Oh, thank you.
And 2 OTK cards.
Yeah, nothing really to say about
not
those.
really anything to say. That OTK line is so dumb sometimes.
Also just helps you break boards going second.
Yeah, exactly. The last 2 cards I played the Hope Harbinger. People have started playing this because Ash plus Black Witch gets you a Palooza, Flamberge, and this. Because of Snake Eyes, the Bellstar, it's in level 8. And this helps you around like those stupid spell cards that sometimes, like Talents or Lightning Storms, that can be random sometimes but might have some impact. Like there's opportunities. Also Change of Heart.
Yeah.
People are starting to play Mind Control and Change of Heart a lot to steal your Appaloosa, so you can stop that. And the last card was a Typhon. There was one incident in the entire tournament where I could have summoned it, but I played badly, so I didn't. So this didn't really come up. But it's a good card, especially like the Brandon matchup is pretty bad, and this card is pretty good against Brandon if you just can keep the simplified game state.
Yeah.
Side deck. A little funny. I played the Kinikashi Foko, the Tenpai hater. So
Did it come up at all?
it never came up actually. There was once where I went first and I had it in my extra deck, but I didn't draw into Snake Eye Engine, so I couldn't make it. But the theory of it is really good, and in testing it's also been working out, since the only thing that Tenpai can draw to out this is Santa Claus. And if they don't have Santa Claus immediately, you're gonna be sure that whatever they do that turn, you're not gonna die. And that's the whole thing of the deck. So you're literally playing this just to know, like, okay, I can put this up with a semi-good board. And if they have the Santa Claus, they have the Santa Claus. But if they don't, I know that I'm usually gonna win because I'm gonna get my third turn, and then I can usually OTK them because they don't have that many interruptions. I played Shifter and Callby. I didn't want to lose to Shifter going first, so I just wanted to have the Shifter for the cross out and the Callby, so I could make more sure that I could stop the Shifter.
Yeah, and also stop any hand traps, yeah?
Yeah, going first, I usually always sight this in. We played 2 Talons. I wanted to max out on it, going second especially. If I played the Mirror, I would also sight this in going first, because there's so many matchups. There's so many hand traps, sorry, where you can be able, if they're gonna Veiler your Snake Eye Ash, you can be able to look at their hand. If you have an extender, you can know for sure that you're gonna get through with your combo. Change of Heart. I didn't have room for mind controls, but so I wanted to play one more steel spell, because if I draw this, especially in the mirror match, it's really good. It's for stealing Appaloosa, and if they haven't put up Hope Harbinger, I mean, I can bait out the Hope Harbinger with this also, but just being able to steal the Appaloosa is pretty good. And then 2 Cyclone and a Harpy's Feather Duster. I was going in between playing, 3 Cyclones or Lightning Storms or what so. I valued more this because I wanted to be able to out the Runics more consistently, because a Lightning Storm and the Harpies can also get stopped by Hugin. And of course, you can just pass turns until you figure out how to get through it. But I wanted to be able to do it more consistently and more interactive with the cosmics. And just the one harpies, because if you draw this in the particular matchup, in the labyrinth matchup, for instance, it's really, really good. Rather than having to interact with cosmic, which is good, but not as good as sometimes just dropping this and it's game over. Ban this.
Was it good the entire tournament? Or?
I mean, I drew it. You know, if it resolves, it's basically a win button. You know, you just pass your turn back and put this away with the Snake Eye Ash or the Oak, and it's
very, very broken that you can just turn this off with any of the Snake Eyes.
Exactly, and that's the dumb part, because like your opponent usually cannot establish any board at all, so you're just going to be able to educate him afterwards. Last card, I played 3 evenly, and
was this good also, or?
I decided to put this in like last minute, just for the sore fact that I knew how many different matchups I was going to meet, and I wanted a consistent card that was good against most stuff, because Omni Negates aren't as prominent in this format. So when there's not much Omni Negates, it's pretty good. I mean, it didn't really put in work today because I didn't draw it when I sided it in, but I drew it once against a Labyrinth player where it was like decent, because then he had 3 back rows and I ended up being able to make him go down to 1, so I had easier ways to play. But overall, it's a really good card, and I've been testing it, and it's been good when it's been good.
Nice. All right. So, is there anything you would like to say at the end?
Yeah. So a huge shout out to the guys from Faust, and shout out to you guys.
Thank you.
To Team Paradigm, baby. Also shout outs to you, Kristen, for lending almost the entire deck for many months now. Like these cards aren't really mine, like the Snake Eye cards. So I really appreciate that, and huge shout out to Fleming for lending me the bonfires for the nationals, because I thought I was gonna be stuck with playing Small World, which is also decent, but it's not bonfire.
Of course,
so I was very happy for being able to lend the bonfires. That's it.
T-Param is signing out.